Okay, up next, I believe, is Mr. J. You've been watching a railway. Is that correct?
Hello, good evening from Germany to our viewers. Yes, that's the topic we have here. The Russians are constructing a railway, or they're trying to fix a railway gap they have in their current logistics system. And I think before we talk about the details, like I was monitoring that railway construction like for kind of long time, I would basically start with a general overview. Do you have the map panels maybe available for us um, before we go to the satellite images?
Do you want a map?
Yeah, we had two maps I prepared, but anyway, I will explain it just. The Russians have a disadvantages supply system, especially in the southern part of like the occupied parts of the Kherson and the Zaporizhia Oblast, where they have deployed a whole army group. And basically, to supply it, they have to put it on a train, drive it like from Rostov or Taganrog or one of their like main supply nodes, whole around the Azov Sea, and then they have to cross the Kerch Bridge. After it, go to Crimea, and then they can unload the supplies from like the train and put it where it needs to be gone to the front line. Um, so this is not like it is working somehow. I would say, yeah, beautiful. You can see it on the map. Yeah, it is working, but it's very inefficient. And of course, it's also like the Kerch Bridge is certainly a bottleneck. Like when the bridge got struck. Sorry, they had like severe issues to like basically supply their troops, and as a consequence of that, they are now trying to fix the gap on landlocked territory, basically between the border between Russia and the occupied Zaporizhia Oblast. To give some sight, like they also have another railway. That's really sad that we don't have the panels in here. Um, they have another railway which basically connects Donetsk with Mariupol um, through Volnovakha. Ah, yeah, there we have it. Okay.
Real quick, just to clarify, Jay, when you said we don't have it, my understanding was like we can't show some of the satellite imagery. Is that like accurate?
No, that's like the satellite images are fine, and just here we have an overview. Okay. Do you have the other one where I marked the new railway? Yeah, perfect. There you can see it. Yeah, this is exactly where they try to close the gap, or how the future like railway will connect. Basically, the larger towns you can or cities you can see that you can see Donetsk in the north. You can see Taganrog on the um, east at the Azov Sea, and you can also see Mariupol. And this is basically the problem they had. You can also see like the other railway bit in the west, but as I said, it's too close to the front lines. The Ukrainians could basically strike it with artillery, and the Russians are not like they can't really use it efficiently. So basically, they have to rely on the Kerch Bridge until yet. That may like change soon when the current construction is like finished, and then we'll have this connection where they basically like skip this whole drive around the Azov Sea, and they will have a more efficient supply line as long as it is operable. And there we come to the interesting part. Like I was monitoring this effort to construct this railway line like since months, and when we go a bit more into the analysis now, then we can see that it's not yet finished. They should have finished it, but it's not yet finished. That's what I can say. Also, like for the last part of the general context, while the main goal is to have a relief basically for the dependency on the Kerch Bridge. The Kerch Bridge railway, like it's double tracked and it's electrified, so it's like it has a nice throughput as long as the bridge is working. This railway, which is like being built right now, it's a strategic build. It's a strategic railway. What does a strategic railway mean? It's like basically constructed for military purpose. Yeah, it's not for bringing civilians from A to B, but yeah, they have a dire need to close this gap to make their logistic system, which is largely reliant on railway, more efficient. Yeah, so far this is like the general situation, the disadvantage the Russians still have. Any questions so far for this right now?
Just one from Terry just mentioned that there's a railway ferry that connects the Chushka port to Krim over the, I assumed Strait of Kerch. When the railway part of the bridge was damaged, they used that facility. Is that
I had to use the ferry. Yeah, I mean, yeah. They also had to use these kind of ferries back in the days in when they when they were still occupying Kherson of the Dnipro River, and of course you can use a ferry, but it is like the throughput what you can deliver as goods through a ferry system is so limited. Like it's the worst, like the worst solution you could have, because yeah, you can't
no
really
logistician? No
Yeah.
logistician wants to hear that they got to go through a
No.
ferry.
Definitely not. It's slow. That's the target thing we can skip. But yeah, when you could have 10 trains a day run over a bridge, or one ferry, which is not able to get a whole train on it. So yeah, your capability to supply something are diminished when you use a ferry. It's not zero, but it's super, 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 super inefficient.
Any other questions, Erlen?
Well, not that I know. Should
Oh,
we
yeah,
go to the
I saw
satellite?
something. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, Kerch to Jankoy is not electrified, right? But I think the Kerch bridge itself is electrified. That's what I said. It's electrified is not that important. We can go to the satellite imagery. The Russians are mainly using anyway the diesel locomotives. But yeah, then let's go to the second part, to the satellite images. First of all, some general information about this railway. I think I made the point clear why it is necessary for the Russians to construct this railway. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't start to actually construct anything like earlier. Yeah, when the first signs when they started to gear up the construction were in late summer, early autumn 2023, when I remember correctly, which from my understanding is quite late. And yeah, there we can start. When in October 2023, we had the first detailed satellite images about the constructions. You can see it here. Also, what I want to just side note about the slides. Basically, we go on the railway from the west to the east. This is the one of the most western parts, where they laid the foundations for the tracks. As you can see, this is old satellite imagery from, as I said, October 2023. And here you can see the intersection with a larger street in Novoselivka. It's quite close to the junction with the railway I mentioned, which connects Donetsk to Mariupol. And yeah, this is currently the most interesting part because I checked satellite images yesterday, and basically the most part of the track laying of this railway is finished. I assessed it like a couple of days ago with satellite images, and I saw that about like 80% of the track was already laid, which leads to the conclusion they are like quite soon to finish it. But here we see a main problem when you would have like, so we don't use them, less detailed images like from Sentinel Hub. You could see that this is actually the gap which is not finished, because I checked it yesterday and there is no track slate yet at this point. This intersection, they have some difficulties about constructing there, and it looks rather the same in the like when we had images in the last week. There was no big difference, and this is the bottleneck in track laying. I'm not sure why they haven't laid track there. There seems some kind of delays, obviously, there, and this is the part which is not yet finished. When we talk about not yet, I mean today, yesterday's images. Yeah. But maybe we can go to the next. We have more imagery from October. Yeah, this is a bit more in the east, but quite close to this, not far away, I would say 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers away from this intersection we have seen with the road. And here you can see basically a lot of lorries or trucks with bulk material, where they started basically the digging for the fundament of the railway. Then we can go to the next. This is close to the lorries, also like very close. This is basically the construction site, the base camp. You can see some trucks standing around. You can see also this is where the workers probably sleep. As you can see, some barracks or something in there, and also some communication tower. So this is basically the camp they set up for the workers, where they like quartered and they sleep, and then they go to the construction. Okay, next. This is probably the critical asset the railway will have in the future. It's the bridge. They have, I think it has 2 bridges, and this is the bridge over the Kalmius River, where you can also quite detailedly see that they were like digging there and trying to build the bridge. What I can say from today is, with recent satellite imagery, we could see this part seems to be finished. Like I'm not saying it's operable, but I could clearly see on satellite images that the track was laid. Yeah, they have finished with the track laying, and the bridge can be used. And as a side note, this is probably from a military side or point of view where you would like to actually target the railway, because this is critical infrastructure. If this, like, let's say if this bridge would get hit in the future by, I don't know, a cruise missile, whatever, a drone, this is like a key point. And as I said, the bridge is finished today. Okay, maybe let's go to the next slide. Yeah, this is another intersection we can see, Novosarivka. This is quite close to the eastern end of this railway. And there, I'm not sure, do we have, I also had a video, I think, where you could see active track laying, like a Russian train, a track laying train, at this intersection. This is basically one of the first parts of the railway which was actually finished, because we had a video on social media or on Telegram which showed that the track was laid there. Very important also if you want to monitor something. Satellite imagery is very good, but you also want to connect it sometimes with actual footage, with videos, with images from the ground, because it also gave me one important point. this connection is not double tracked. It's like the current focus from the Russians is to have a single track connection finished. And I assume they will like try, or it looks like they will try to expand it into a double track connection in the future. But first they want to have it operational as single track. Yeah. And then I think we have, yeah, perfect. There we see it. Yeah, exactly. So there you can see you have basically, let's look at another time at it. Yeah, you clearly see it's single tracked. You also can see this is not like, this is a special track laying train from the enterprise that buys the enterprise that has the contract to build this railway. And yeah, this is the perfect lineup you want to have with the satellite imagery. Then you have confirmation that track is being laid. Okay, and I think then we have one last image. Yeah, this is the junction where it actually this new railway track will be connected to older railway track. This is quite close to in the south of Donetsk, and there you can also see a lot of construction effort. Actually, there is the question. I'm not totally sure if this will be electrified in the future. It looks a bit like, I'm not sure. Basically, you see a lot of raw materials, what you need for the construction of a railway, with a lot of steel and concrete and all this kind of material you need to build actually a railway.
Real quick, Jay, to clarify, when you say electrified, just to clarify for the audience and myself, I assume it means like you can run electric rail cars on it, which kind of opens up more options for you in terms of which cars you can run on a rail line, or which engines, I should say.
Yes, this could be overhead lines, but actually, I'm not 100% sure. To be fair, you have to also be careful when you're like, you should not try to. You should try to confirm that you have what you have seen, but not over exaggerate what it could be, so you end up in speculation. You just want to confirm something. Yes, this could be electrified, but in general, electrified line with overhead lines also means a disadvantage in war times, because basically, let's assume the Ukrainians would like to hit the overhead lines with a drone. Like, this railway is not that far away from the front line. It's about 50-60 kilometers. Then you also would create basically vulnerability. You would have to need, like, it costs more, you need more service, and it's also more vulnerable to attacks, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So we have like two questions from chat. I think we can maybe consolidate into like one question, sort of. Like, does Ukraine have the ability to kind of disrupt rail lines in general and the construction of rail lines in particular? Have we seen like strikes on this stuff? Have we seen partisan activity? Like, what do you think about all that?
Yeah, I'm also not I'm not finished yet. But to this question, yes, like a lot of, when we talk actually about the occupied oblasts, the Kherson and the Zaporizhia Oblast, there was a lot of partisan resistant activity. I mean, it's easy to, like, the railway can't move, it's fixed. And I think in general in warfare, it's very common that railway tracks can be an active target. There was a lot of actually strikes on Russian railway capacities throughout the conflict since the invasion of the Russians started.
All right, sorry, please continue.
Yeah, what we don't have is like I made an analysis yesterday. How far has the progress gone? Because as soon as you have, like, let's say, decent or not totally clouded satellite, like free available satellite imagery from EU browser, you can check the progress. And I clearly have to assess, like, the railway is not operable yet, and I think it will take at least weeks I'm not sure if it will be months, but at least weeks until it will be operable and we can see it. And we will also be able to see when trains are actually like using the new railway. There are methodics. Besides videos, you can use satellite aperture radar, for example. And I also monitored this, and the only thing so far could be found was some Japanese very interested geolocating guy who found where the Russians store the the railway laying track actually. Yeah. And from my point of view, I personally would have thought they would have finished the construction earlier. What we know about the capabilities of like Russian companies, but also the Russians have incorporated like railway military logistic battalions, which can like they are basically good at repairing railway tracks or also as laying. And I talked to some experts, and like their in general their capability to lay tracks is decent. But as we can see here, yeah, this is from yesterday. As I said, you can see some clouds. I had to zoom and work with pixels, but actually between those two big clouds in the middle, there you could see there's no track. And as you can see, very clear in the southwestern part, there you can see that the track is laid. You see it's a bit grayish, and then it went into more brownish. And the brownish part is where there is no track yet. Yeah, it's like hard to see. You have to have a yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you can also see they're still building there. They're not even close to lay any track. They're still, I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, it's a bit pixeled, and you need a very like well-skilled eye to see that. But you can see the difference between laid track and the ground without track.
Jay, I've got a question for you, if that's okay.
Yep.
The the current president of the Russian Federation referenced in a speech last week about a railway, and people are wondering. In fact, I've just seen there's a comment similar to this in the chat from Hermegio Do. This railway line, if the Kerch Bridge should go down, is this within Gimler's HIMARS range? In fact, this is kind of a general question to anyone on the panel. What are the vulnerabilities of this railway as a main supply route?
Yeah, you can like it's not that far away. I said that it's about 50-60 kilometers. You can measure it from the front line. So yes, it's definitely within target range of these systems. And the only thing I would add, if you like, just the Ukrainians also strike, like they made a lot of strikes on railway capacity in summer 2023 with the scalps and the storm shadows. I remember Henishensk, for example. And what is important is that you like basically hit the bridge. When you like hit the track, it's easy to fix. Maybe the railway line will not be operable for a couple of days or a week, but when you really want to damage the infrastructure, hit the bridges or substations, yeah, this kind, or actually a train. When it's not moving, you could hit it. And yeah, this is like the vulnerability of the railway system.
All right, thanks. You answered my question. We can go on or finish there, whatever's good for you, Jay.
Oh, I think I'm quite through it. like the interesting part which remains is when will it be like operable? And I don't know. I can't give you an exact date, of course, but as I said, it will take weeks at least, I guess. And I will probably the first one who like will check it when there's a train driving. Actually, like yeah, we will monitor it very closely. Currently, not. No trains there. I guess that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think maybe a good summation is like this. We're not quite sure why it's taken Russia this long to achieve this. It's like not a particularly like difficult task considering the amount of time they put into it, but you expect it to be done within like several weeks, you think, and we'll keep everyone posted. Yeah.
Yeah, just for some background, there's a bunch of Telegram channels in Zaporizhia who have been watching this get built over time, and they were remarking like for weeks now that the Russian laborers who are building it they haven't been working hard, and I see that like they drive past and they always seem to be doing nothing, which to be fair, everyone always says about every construction project ever. But it's just something, and it was just notable that the people on the ground who are keeping tabs on what was going on were noting from day one that this was obviously going to be delayed by weeks, if not months, because they were working so slowly.
Yeah, okay. And I missed something actually. Sorry, I'm a bit tired because I had a very long night checking this railway. Actually, there's also another project. The Russians are planning to build a railway basically on the coastline of the Azov Sea. They want to connect Berdyansk, Melitopol, I think also with Crimea. And it was announced officially and they talked about it. Even I also like some media reported about it, and I have not yet found any evidence of active construction of this projected coastline, just to add up a bit of information.
Well, thanks, Jay, for keeping tabs on all this stuff. I know you guys, it's a lot of work and it's, I don't know, very specialized work. I certainly couldn't do it. My goal is one day to have like you, Gick, Brian, and Andrew all at the same time to do like a GeoInt stream. I don't know. Would you think that'd be cool, Erlen?
Yeah, if Danielle is available too.
Oh, Danielle, of course, too. Yeah, it's like our GeoInt team's getting big. It's hard to keep like remember everyone. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much,